pushing someone for establishing a grip. Now, whenever you're playing a butt scoot guard, really any position, really, grips are going to be king. So if I can control the grips, if I can keep my opponent from grabbing, if I can break grips very quickly, it's going to be a lot better for me. As you start getting into the higher ranks of jiu-jitsu, you'll realize that you lose as soon as someone gets a really good grip. So if there's a big skill disparity, you can almost trace back your loss. It might be 4 minutes back from a single cross collar grip, from a single underhook. If they get a good position, things just start to spiral out of control, and it might take a while. Those creep in. Eventually, you lose because you lost that one very important battle 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. So when I'm playing this butt scoot position, there's a lot of grips my opponent can establish, and I include this to be thorough here. We talked very briefly about popping the collar grip off, almost like you would if you were doing judo, right? Someone grabs your lapel. I don't want this to hang out here because I know Daryl has a lot of control with this lapel, a lot of control over where I go and where I position myself. So coming here, popping away, using my body, shooting back to break that is a big deal. So if he starts, we looked at the wrist grip counter. If he starts grabbing my ankle, I want to take care of this very quickly too, because when he grabs my ankle, he's not too far from lifting that ankle up, driving me back. Yeah, once I'm flat, I'm playing a whole different kind of guard game. You can be dangerous from there, but you probably went to butt scoot for a reason, and you probably like to stay in butt scoot for a reason. If you do transition to different guard, you want to do it on your terms, not your opponent upending a table on you and flattening you out. Okay? So when you're here, you grab that ankle. I'm grabbing that wrist. Okay? So this wrist is that first piece of that arm drag. Even though I'm focusing on the grip break initially, I know that anytime I have this kind of wrist grab, and when I say this kind of wrist grab, I mean same side. I'm not doing like a handshake cross grip. I'm doing the same side wrist grab. I know as soon as I have this first part, I have one of the two things I need to get an arm drag. The second piece being this one. Okay? So he grabs that ankle. So as soon as I break this grip, I know I can go start working to take his back. So I'm just to break this grip, hold his wrist in place, and kick my foot out. Very simple. I'm going to bring it back in, and as I bring it back in, I'm getting this here. And that's when I'm going to start dragging, pulling forward. You're going to resist a little bit. I'm going to start coming into my arm drag. So here, boom. Start coming up to this arm drag position. Okay? Very simple. Wrist grab, pop. I'm going after my arm drag here. So anytime you're grabbing that wrist, you can threaten that arm drag from a lot of different positions, not just your butt scoot, not just your standing. You can start threatening to get that arm out of position. Full guard, standing, some half guard situations. Whether or not you really have a super effective technique, threatening that drag, loading up two grips and starting to drag that arm to get your opponent to really start second guessing what he's doing and questioning what you're trying to do. So you can really create a lot of threats here. With this ankle grip counter, being able to break this really quickly, just popping it out, is going to be a big part of making your butt scoot and your arm drag game as a whole a lot more dangerous. So make sure you play with that and get a lot of reps in on that because it's going to make your life a lot easier once you get good at that.